Hello and welcome to another Zack Carnage video, and this time we are going to be taking a look at the incredible new codex released for Necrons in Warhammer 40k. This is absolutely awesome that it's had an update. There are no enormous changes as far as I'm aware. I mean, we've had a few new things put in, we've had a few changes, like the reanimation protocols change. But I think the general playstyle of Necrons is going to stay pretty much the same, and they're going to carry on looking completely badass as they do it, and just being the ultimate robots of death that come back to life forever and ever. So here we have Necron Codex. Open it up for the second time. This is the second time I've ever looked at it. This is some of the artwork that we've seen for quite a while now, which is probably some of the best that they've ever had, which they've just put in for the covers. We've got the new Necron symbol there on the front. Contents page. So we start off with the Necron Legions, move on to Immortal Armies, Forces of the Necrons, Forces of the Necrons Continued, and the Appendix. And you can see we've got lovely displays of miniatures throughout pretty much the whole of this book. They're going to be popping up all over the place. And some fantastic full color artwork. I mean, we used to have this artwork before for the previous codex, but it was in black and white, so it's really quite a substantial change to get all of this color into it, and the green picks up incredibly off against the dark offsets. So here you can see a new Overlord in some battle against some Eldar. This is the Price of Power and the Awakening. This is all stuff about the backstory. This artwork, I believe, is quite new. So we have some sort of Overlord here wielding his power, regenerating his Necrons. Doomsides going into battle. We have Necron Dynasties. Again, just pages and pages of incredible artwork and beautiful, beautiful designs. And there's quite a lot about the different dynasties in here, specifically about what sort of ankhs and glyphs they use. So you can see quite an interesting Overlord there. And this is actually based off the new Overlord design with the curved scythe, which is very similar to something you may have seen on my channel. In fact, the Necron lore which I produced for Idic Beer had a very, very similar style to that. So yeah, maybe they ripped me off there because I didn't patent it or something. But anyway, I'm glad that they're bringing in a curved scythe into the system. Perhaps Idic Beer was, his channel was seen and they realised that the curved scythe does look actually pretty impressive. So yeah, it was a lot of fun to make, and it's good that it's becoming something that's more popular. Here again, we've got artwork which we used to have in black and white, and it's now in colour. Pretty much everything in the army is displayed with this sort of more cartoonish design, which I like and dislike. I like the fact that it's so clear about where the colours are, like it's been with Space Marines in the past. What I like less is the fact that it's Necrons being displayed as kind of cartoony, and they've always looked a lot better when they're displayed as realistic. This is the same artwork that they have on the cover there. But the is the full colour version, as opposed to the black and green version. So we have all about different dynasties which have woken up. I'm just going to speed up through this bit. Some information about the timeline, keeping track of the story and where it's all going. Another curved scythe. I believe that's for a new character, actually, the curved scythe. So here you can see lots and lots of miniatures, all being displayed over and over again. Just showing off lots of different models and painting techniques and things. Here you can see that new one through here. Then this is all about force attachment charts and like where everything is all set out, and war gear lists. So here we get back into the rules. This is just a brief explanation of where everything lies on a page. And we have the individual units, so you can see the new Overlord model with the curved side. Yeah, and he is, I believe my model had a foot stepped forward, and he was definitely holding, well, he had his hand out. He wasn't actually holding an orb, but he had an orb which could go on a stand. So here we go through here. Cryptex are pretty much a key unit now, thanks to Technomancer, which improves your reanimation protocols rolls. We've got all of the key characters for your HQs. Back into basic stuff like Warriors, the Immortals, Lichguard. Deathmarks are still cheap. Definitely one of the better units in my opinion still. For the Necrons as well as Wraiths, and I don't believe that Wraiths took a hit, even though I think there was a change to the phase shifters. Got nice size, more vehicles, so we've got the Wraiths which have a 3+ invulnerable save still, which is absolutely brilliant. One of the absolute best units in the in this codex and in the previous codex. Got some heavy destroyers, kinetic spiders, just moving through. It's quite good that they have the same sort of layout and it's very clear, just image, detail, information. And then you've got your point costs in the corner as well. So we have the new Transcendent Catan, or Satan, however you want to pronounce it. And you saw previously we had the Catan Shards earlier on, of the Nightbringer and Deathbringer. Deathbringer? No, Nightbringer and the Deceiver, sorry. We have the Tesseract Vault, which is new, the Obelisk, which is new and looks absolutely incredible, so, you know, the Obelisk opens up to make Tesseract Vault, basically. And then we have Imhotep the Stormlord, one of the favourite characters of all time for the Necrons, and we have all of these different mini groups. So we've got the Reclamation Legion, which is probably one of the better of these groups. You've got the Judicator Battalion, which is cool from a fluff point of view in that you're using loads of Praetorians, but I don't think it would be as efficient as some of the others. I think Reclamation Legion and maybe Destroyer Cults give some of the best bonuses. Deathbringer Flight would probably be very, very good, but expensive. And then you have the Living Tomb and Annihilation Nexus, which I think the Annihilation Nexus should do really well, but I feel like it's going to have the same issues that the Annihilation Barges had, where it looks like it's going to do really well and it just won't be as good, so probably best to stick to things that we had before. And the Canoptek Harvest, probably my favourite of these, is going to be absolutely incredible in my opinion, so you should definitely try that out. And then we have just a few more pages of artwork. Get to the appendix with all of your Warlord traits and different weapons that you have, brief descriptions of what they are and what they do, and then the actual important information as well. So this is the same standard setup that you have for all of the codices nowadays. Then we have the powers of Catan instead of psychic powers, because no psychic powers for robots. And the artifacts of the Eons, and the Nightmare Shroud here is absolutely incredible now, giving you a 2+ armor save, plus that morale check effect. So I think that's going to be one of the better things to take. Veil of Darkness is still a classic favourite of mine, and then obviously we've got the tactical objectives specific for the Necrons, and the summary page in this little. Go back to the artwork again. So, overall from my second look, I've had 2 looks at this codex now. I'd say it's definitely improvement on the previous one in that, you know, it's like hardback, it looks more durable, more survivable, we've got lovely artwork in colour, finally. I think it could have done with one of those ribbons that can be put between the pages in order for you to hold down where you want to look at. Because you don't really want to be blue tacking or sticking anything on these pages if you have an important one. Otherwise, I suppose you could photocopy the key pages and pull them out again. But definitely, like a key thing to pick up if you want to play Necrons in Warhammer 40k nowadays. And I think they are still one of my absolute favourite armies for Warhammer 40k. So I definitely advise that you pick up a copy of this as soon as possible. If you've got any comments or suggestions, don't forget that you can always leave those in the comments section down below. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe, and I'll see you all in the next video.